Lightning split the sky above Arkham Asylum. Rain lashed against the decaying walls, a symphony of madness echoing within. Gotham City, shrouded in a tempestuous night, trembled under the fury of the storm. Inside, a different kind of storm brewed, a maelstrom of chaos orchestrated by the Joker. Tonight, Arkham Asylum was his stage, its twisted inmates his audience, and Batman his unwilling guest of honor. Arkham's imposing silhouette, a monolith of fear and despair, loomed against the storm-racked sky. It was a night for legends to clash, for order and madness to dance on the edge of oblivion. The asylum's labyrinthine corridors whispered with the anguish of its inmates. Each cell held a story of shattered minds, victims of their own demons. The air itself seemed thick with despair, a tangible presence that clung to Batman as he prepared to confront his nemesis. He was a dark knight stepping into a den of lunacy, the weight of Gotham's safety heavy on his shoulders. Tonight, Batman was not just fighting a criminal, he was waging a war against the very idea of sanity. The line between good and evil blurred within Arkham's walls, and even Batman had to fight to hold on to his own sense of justice. He knew the Joker thrived on chaos, fed off the fear he instilled, and tonight, the Clown Prince of Crime was at his most dangerous. Batman slipped through a broken window, his cape billowing behind him like a phantom. He moved swiftly, a silent predator in his natural habitat of darkness. Each step was measured, each breath controlled, his keen senses alert for the slightest sound, the faintest movement. The air hung heavy with the stench of decay and disinfectant, a potent reminder of the asylum's grim purpose. Shadows danced around him, cast by flickering gaslights and the intermittent flashes of lightning. He navigated the labyrinthine corridors, his eyes scanning the dilapidated cells for any sign of his quarry. He could hear the inmates, their demented laughter and crazed whispers echoing through the halls. Each sound was a hammer blow to his senses, a constant reminder of the chaos that reigned within Arkham's walls. He pressed on, his jaw set in grim determination. His journey led him deeper into the bowels of the asylum, past padded cells and rusted bars. He encountered deranged inmates, their eyes gleaming with a terrifying mix of fear and fascination, but he moved past them like a wraith, his focus unwavering. He was on a mission, and nothing would deter him. The asylum felt alive, its walls pulsing with a sinister energy. It was as if the building itself was a living entity, its corridors twisting and turning with a malevolent intent. Batman, ever vigilant, could feel the building's presence, a palpable weight pressing down on him. He fought his way through an obstacle course of madness, each encounter a testament to the Joker's twisted genius. Electrified floors, hallucinogenic gas traps, and even a pack of rabid hyenas, all orchestrated by the Joker to wear down his adversary. But Batman was prepared. He used his intellect and gadgets to overcome each challenge, his movements fluid and precise. He was a force of nature, a whirlwind of calculated violence cutting a path through the asylum's defenses. Through it all, the Joker's laughter echoed around him, a maddening soundtrack to his journey. It was a taunting reminder of the game they played, a game where the stakes were higher than ever before. Batman knew that tonight, more than just lives were at stake, the very soul of Gotham was hanging in the balance. He finally reached his destination, the asylum's abandoned theater. A single spotlight illuminated the center stage, revealing the Joker lounging in a plush armchair. He was a study of contrasts, a garish purple suit against the decaying grandeur of the theater. "Batsy, you made it. I was getting bored waiting," the Joker drawled, his voice dripping with mock sweetness. He clapped his hands together, a slow, deliberate sound that echoed through the silent theater. His eyes, however, held a manic glint, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurked beneath the surface. "This city's gone mad, Bats, and I'm just the conductor. All these twisted notes, all this beautiful chaos, it's music to my ears." The Joker cackled, flinging his head back, his laughter echoing through the dilapidated theater. Batman's voice was a low growl, his eyes fixed on his nemesis. "It ends here, Joker." He moved closer, his cape swirling around him like a shroud. "This madness stops now." His words were a promise, a vow spoken with the unwavering conviction of a man who had stared into the abyss and emerged unbroken. "Madness? Bats, you wound me. This isn't madness, it's art, a masterpiece of mayhem and destruction, all for you, my dear friend." The Joker rose from his chair, his movements jerky and unpredictable. He circled Batman, his eyes gleaming with a manic energy. "You see, Bats, we're not so different, you and I. We both wear masks, both dance on the edge of sanity. The only difference is, I've embraced the chaos." He leaned in close, his breath hot on Batman's cowl. "The question is, Bats, how long until you do the same?" Batman remained unmoved, his expression hidden behind his mask. "We are nothing alike," he growled, his voice a low rumble in the cavernous theater. "I fight for order, for justice. You revel in chaos and pain. Order? Justice? Those are just pretty words, Bats, meaningless concepts in a world this rotten." The Joker threw his head back and laughed, a chilling sound that seemed to claw at the edges of sanity. Embrace the chaos, Bats. It's the only way to truly be free. Section 6. Unbreakable will and unyielding vow. The weight of the Joker's words pressed down on Batman, a constant reminder of the darkness that lurked within him. He'd stared into that abyss countless times, felt the pull of its seductive embrace. But he'd resisted, clinging to his ideals like a lifeline. He knew the Joker was right about one thing. They were both two sides of the same coin, but where the Joker embraced the chaos, Batman fought to contain it. He was the line in the sand, the bulwark against the encroaching darkness. "Gotham needs Batman," he said, his voice a low growl, "not a monster." He took a step towards the Joker, his fists clenching. "And I won't let you destroy it." The Joker's smile widened, a grotesque parody of amusement. "Oh, Batsy, you always were such a killjoy, but that's what makes this so much fun." He clapped his hands together again, the sound sharp and sudden. "Let's see how much you like my grand finale." Section 7. Ticking clock, desperate gambit. As if on cue, a series of beeps echoed through the theater, each beep growing louder, more insistent. The Joker's grin widened, revealing a row of sharp, pointed teeth. "Oops, seems I've planted a few surprises around Arkham. Little presents for all my favorite inmates." He pointed to a digital clock on his wrist, its red LED display counting down from 5 minutes. "Tick-tock, Batsy, not much time left to save the day. Will you save the inmates or come after me? Choices, choices!" Batman felt a surge of adrenaline, his mind racing. He knew the Joker wasn't bluffing, the explosives were real, and if they detonated, Arkham would become a tomb for everyone trapped inside. He had to make a choice: stop the Joker and bring him to justice, or save the innocent lives caught in the crossfire. It was a no-win situation, a classic Joker dilemma designed to push him to his limit. Section 8. Inferno Unleashed, Chaos Reigns. Batman lunged for the Joker, but it was too late. The clock hit 0, and a deafening roar ripped through the asylum. Walls crumbled, floors buckled, and the air filled with dust and the screams of the damned. The theater, once a stage for madness, was now consumed by it. Batman shielded himself from the blast, his cape billowing around him like a protective cocoon. He could feel the heat of the explosion, the force of it threatening to rip him apart. But even in the midst of the inferno, his mind remained sharp, his focus unwavering. He knew he had to get out, had to find a way to minimize the damage. But the Joker was still out there, and Batman had sworn an oath to bring him to justice. The explosion was a distraction, a diversion designed to allow the Joker to escape. As the dust began to settle, Batman stumbled to his feet, his senses reeling. The air was thick with smoke and the smell of burning flesh. The laughter, once so prevalent, was now replaced by the moans of the injured and the terrified cries of those trapped beneath the rubble. Section 9. From the Ashes, A Grim Promise. The Joker was gone, vanished into the chaos of his own making. Batman, his face grim beneath the mask, surveyed the destruction. Arkham Asylum, once a symbol of fear and despair, was now nothing more than a smoldering ruin. He knew this wasn't over. The Joker was out there, somewhere in the darkness, waiting to strike again. And when he did, Batman would be ready. He turned and disappeared into the night, a silent guardian vowing to protect his city from the shadows that threatened to consume it. The storm had passed, leaving behind a trail of devastation and the lingering scent of madness. But even in the aftermath, a single, unwavering beacon of hope remained. Batman would not rest. He would not falter. He would hunt down the Joker, and he would bring him to justice. It was a promise whispered on the wind, a vow etched in stone. Gotham may have fallen, but Batman would be there to pick up the pieces. He was vengeance, he was the knight, he was Batman.